Has there been one time at this camp where you've said, you know, I really miss Terrell around here during this training camp?
I don't know. I mean, I miss his play, and obviously there's a lot made of that. And you know, for a lot of the time, he was a good teammate. You know, and sometimes he got upset, and but he was a good player, and there was no denying of that. And ultimately, you want to win. So, but I am excited with Roy, you know, and Patrick and Sam and Miles, what they bring to the table as well.
Everybody's talked about Romo changing his leadership style. Have you tweaked yours through the years? I mean, it seems like I see you with Bennett working a lot on the side and talking to some guys. Now that you're the grizzled old veteran, you can teach these guys some things.
With me, the same way. I think you got to rally behind the quarterback. You got to do those things and just bring everybody on board. And there's going to be peaks and valleys, you know, and it's a long season. And when you go through the adversity, you got to be able to stay together. Oh, you all right, bud? What are you doing? You all right? Okay, let's catch it.
Everybody knows how tight you and Tony are. Does it bother you? Do you think he's unfairly judged sometimes in terms of people worrying about his off-field stuff and how it affects his play on the field?
Absolutely. And I mean, you know, you got to be realistic. I mean, I understand that he hasn't won a playoff game, and there's so much that comes with that. But you know, it just blows my mind because, I mean, you just look at what he's done on the field, and, I mean, you take Brady and maybe Manning and then who, you know? And, I mean, he's got to be up there in that group. And the great thing about Tony is his standard and his expectations are way higher than any of us can set.
You mentioned Bennett. I mean, your personalities seem to be different a little bit. What do you make of this kid?
You know, obviously, he's very talented, but he understands where his role is in this. And he's a big part of this. He's not just my backup. I mean, he's got a role in this whole offense, and to see him focused and locked in and determined, I get excited, and hopefully I can just continue to pull him along, and he can help this team win.
What will you consider a successful season for this football team?
Gosh, I don't know. I mean, the bar's here. You know, I mean, the bar's Super Bowl. I mean, that's what we want. And I mean, I know you don't want to talk about it as a 9-7 team, and you don't want to get it going. I mean, that's our standard for this team. I mean, is that high expectations? Yeah, but I mean, I really think that that's where we want to be. And, you know, it's not going to be perfect. I think we understand that, but we're a good enough team to get there.
Cowboys tight end Jason Witten, one-on-one with us, back with Randy Galloway. You know, interesting, you talked about the double tight ends, and a lot of people think Bennett's going to have a big year this year. He's obviously has a dramatically different personality than that of Jason Witten, but it makes for kind of a fascinating dynamic between those two.
Funny story, I'm talking to Jason Witten, it was like 2 days ago, and it was about Martellus Bennett. You don't need to talk about Witten, we know what he is, he's all world. And I'm saying, well, okay, Bennett, pretty goofy kid. He said, you know what, he's really getting serious. I mean, I can see that every day he's getting serious. Like at the same time, Rowdy and that scooter of his come roaring by. Martellus Bennett is on the back of it waving. And Witten went, see, I told you, he's really getting serious. But you know what, Deuce, he's been the star of this camp, yeah. Martellus Bennett.
Yeah, he's been good.
And I'm telling you, he follows he follows Witten around. And I was talking to John Garrett about it today, that tight end coach, and he said, despite everything else, this guy's got a good heart and he's got a want to. He wants to be good. And sometimes you look at him and watch him and listen to him, and I guess if you go on the internet, you go, he's really too goofy. But we're seeing something here that's, it'll open your eyes. If you watch this every day, it will open your eyes. Martellus Bennett looks like a star.
He does.
In conjunction with what Jason Witten can bring, will bring.
And when Witten can teach him, I think, by example.
That's been huge.
As well. All right, we're going to talk Rangers now. We'll get to the Josh Hamilton story in a moment, but